pahayag ni Pangulong Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., inilabas niya ang naturang video habang siya ay nanatili sa isolation area o humiwalay ng Palasyo Malacanang. Mga adjustment dahil yan ay kinakailangan talagang tugunan upang hindi totally apektuhan ang operasyon lalo't kakasimula pa lamang ng Marcos administration.
Ngayong araw, mayroon ba siyang aktibidad na idadaan na lamang sa virtual o itong Zoom meeting na nauuso naman ngayon kahit sa iba't ibang mga kumpanya nga, Zoom meeting na lang yung ginagamit mong models kapag gusto nilang makapanayam o makamiting yung kanilang mga empleyado kung model.
Yes, particular na doon sa mga yung mga secretaries, assistant secretaries, doon muna yung kanilang pag-uusap-usap bombo. Lalo Lunes ngayon, dapat may flag raising ceremony, may mga aktibidad. Ang iba't ibang ahensya, yun nga lang, hindi niya mapaunlakan dahil siya ay kinakailangan manatili sa isolation area sa loob ng 7 araw. So magtatapos yan bago sumapit yung susunod na weekend. So yan yung adjustment. Pero smooth sailing naman daw. Ayon dito kay Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles, batay sa kanilang mga pakayo.
Pagkatapos ng isolation, syempre, mag-antigen test pa ba or RT-PCR test si Pangulong Marcos bago ulit siya makabalik sa kanyang trabaho at tapos model?
Well, depende kung i-recommend ng ay yung period naman ay pananatili sa isolation area. Pagkatapos may test na ginagawa. Kagaya din doon sa pinuno ng Department of Justice, meron din siyang antigen test na ginagawa.
The first 100 days of Marcos Jr.'s presidency is important. Political analyst Gene Franco says this is when the public will see what the plans and initiatives of the incoming chief executive are. For Franco, she believes this should be Marcos Jr.'s priorities.
Yung taas ng presyo ng bilihin, tsaka yung employment. Kasi marami na displaced, di ba? At saka of course, yung edukasyon kasi kailangan na talaga bumalik ng mga estudyante sa face-to-face.
Another political analyst, on the other hand, says Marcos must stay true to his promise.
The idea of a president's first 100 days has its origins in the United States in the early 1930s as a followed in the Great Depression. The brave and bold actions that then-President Franklin Delano Roosevelt took would define both his first 100 days and the rest of his presidency. Today, here in the Philippines and here on CNN Philippines, we keep a close eye on President Bongbong Marcos's first 100 days.
We do not look back, but ahead. Up the road that we must take to a place better than the one we lost in the pandemic. Gains made and lost, opportunities missed, well-laid plans superseded by the pandemic. And if you ask me why I am so confident of the future, I will answer you simply that I have 110 million reasons to start with. Such is my faith in the Philippines.
We'll start with a closer look at his many firsts in office barely a week since taking his oath. His first executive act on a bill passed by Congress, his first cabinet meeting, his first public briefing, even his first Monday flag-raising ceremony. What are the priorities and promises of the 17th President of the Philippines? Good evening, I'm Pion Tiveros. Welcome to your weekly political appointment fix, politics as usual. My guests tonight here in the studio, political analyst Richard Gadarian and former presidential spokesperson Edwin Lachana. Hi, Richard and Edwin. Thank you very much for being here. You're all smiles. Ito na naman tayo. Anyway, we're talking about, well, for tonight, we're talking about the first 6 days of the first 100 days of BBM, now President Marcos. Let's begin with his inaugural address. I presume you were both watching live, no? Your thoughts muna, Edwin.
Right, so welcome change from the previous one. You know, the thing was it's very traditional. It's a welcome change because it was a clear message that I will better the economy. But you know, what one noticed a lot of certain statements which were not accurate. By and large, it was what he
Like which ones?
like, he mentioned a number of things about the father. He mentioned that he had the biggest approval mandate in history, the country, because by percentage was you don't count it by the number of voted because that's a function, which is a function of total number of voters. It's a big difference.
That's against the voter turnout.
As against the voters, so it's only 3%. It's about, if I'm not mistaken, he is the third.
Third, yes, third.
So that's inaccurate in that regard. And also the statements about his father. But by and large, it was well written. It was a well written speech. From somebody listening to it, you'd welcome that.
For someone who's worked for a president, worked in the
And it's also good for the international community because the diplomats would not be enough. If it was spoken and delivered in Tagalog, like how Pinoy did it, I'm sure they were just listening but not knowing what was being spoken. But here, the international community, more importantly, the international community, because they're the ones where our economy is in a difficult situation. So you want the international community to be assured that, hey, this is a new guy coming in, LC, predictability of business rules and all that. So that's something that by and large you welcome. But locally, of course, the critics would point out the false statements. But I think from a quite an objective point of view, it was something that a president-elect had a good delivery.
Which line did you like best?
Huh?
Which line did you like best? That's a fair question to you.
Well, it's really basically on the soundbite thing. It's about yung pangarap mo. But the other thing also, I mentioned this previously, he didn't mention corruption. Because that's also a staple of each president when he comes in. He will promise that he will wipe out corruption at least.
Right.
Here, he didn't even invoke fighting corruption, which is, I would understand that because he's a Marcos and the legacy of the father being one of tainted with corruption would not sit well and would even be attacked by the critics. So might as well leave that out and let's say some things. And it's about unity also. I mean, it's a very unifying.
Unity, he didn't talk about the 31 million who voted for him, but the 110 million.
As he should, because he's not the president of the entire country.
Mahirap naman to start quarreling
Yes, oo.
on day one, you know. Richard?
Yes, now suddenly I regret not having coffee. Not my 100%.
Pwede pa tayo magkabol ng
No, I mean,
defense mo.
first of all, the question I have is who helped with the speech, right? Who wrote the speech? We see a lot of rumors being thrown out there, and later now mag-name drop maybe off the
Ayun
record.
na.
I don't know. I mean, I heard different people, maybe Edwin can better say
I have
that.
some, but it's also.
Yeah, we have to confirm. But speaking of that, I mean, the whole event was screaming nostalgia, right? I mean, the last president that gave a speech in that place was President Manuel Rojas. This is a wartime president. We're coming out of the ashes of war. He's asking people to help.
Para ganda silang lasting ang hair.
Papasakan, no? And for now, we're going to start with the fourth batch. No? Itong mga magte-take is June 26 ng 2022. Sila naman yung sasabak sa ating mga padrills na gagawin dito. So, Sir Malvin will be talking about social science tonight, general education. Ano ba yung mga bagay na pag-uusapan natin ngayon? Philippine history, economics, taxation, powers of the government, world history, what else? Philippine history, no? And then the different eras and the presidents of the Philippines also, napakarami sa board examination yan. So without any further ado po, simulan na po natin ang bakbakan. General education. Ano may mga bagay na dapat mong alalahanin kapag general education? Of course, knowledge-based yan. Kadalasan po sa mga tanong dyan ay nasa grades 1 to 6 na libro natin. No? Minsan, kapag hindi natin masyadong sineryoso or baka lang makalimutin ka, nakalimutan mo na lahat, di ba? So at least ma-refresh natin sila dito sa pamamagitan ng mga padrills na ginagawa ni Sir Melvin. So ano ba yung unusual dito? Actually, kung bago ka lang rito, tapos maraming kwento kang narinig all about sa akin, wala naman po talagang unique sa akin dito. Yung mga ginagawa natin dito is usual lang po na ginagawa na magkakaibigan. No? Kung kaibigan ka, nagpapadrill sa sayo, yun lang din yung ginagawa ko, pero pang maramihan ang ginagawa ko. So, ibig sabihin, marami ang nanonood. Ikaw dyan, isa ka dyan, di ba? So, again, hindi po ito unusual, no? Pero, bakit ba nakakatulong siya? Because of the mastery level that the players were able to attain while doing the drills. Kasi nga po, inuulit-ulit ko, tapos binilisan, tapos uulitin muli, at in-upload ko pa siya para mapanood ninyo. No? The thing here is every item na nakuha natin sa ating mga sources, no, doon sa Facebook, may mga pinost sa Google, no, may mga konsepto na mahirap intindihin pero kaya nating i-attack siya in different way para mas magiging madali. So dito nila natutunan yan. And I'm so glad kami po ang natulungan sa last 3 batch na nag-take ng board examination. So ang pang-apat po, ikaw na to, di ba? I hope so na matulungan. Rin ng ating gagawing lectures at padrills sa gabi. So motivation muna tayo, of course, no? Isipin natin na 3 taon na po na hindi mo na kuha yung hangad mong lisensya, not because you failed but because of the circumstance na hindi ka talaga pinayagan mag-take ng board exam. Now, this is your time. No? Kapag ibinagsak mo to, isipin mo na next year ka pa babalik para mag-file ulit. Kasi nga po, September is for the new batch, no? So, yung mga hindi naka-file, yung mga fresh graduates, no? So, isipin mo, next year ka pa mag-take, di ba? So, ang tagal pa nun. Tapos, ang pila sa PRC, nako, di ba? Nakakalula. So, if I were you, no, take this seriously. Take every chance, no, na ibibigay sa'yo para malaman mo ang mga konsepto sa board exam and then ipasa mo ito. No? Now, sir.
Good morning! Please na lumaki. For them, always a good morning. But Monday special naman. Make it fresh eggs and milk. It's fruit.
Paano ba namin ipasa ang board exam? Ano ba yung mga techniques na dapat namin malaman para kami ay confident sa pag-take ng board exam? So, simple lang po, no? Simple lang. Ang gagawin natin dito is ituro ko po sa inyo ang lahat ng aking alam, of course. Ang lahat ng aking mga nabasa, ang lahat ng aking mga nalalaman, ituturo ko po sa inyo. So, anong implikasyon niyan? Lahat po ng alam ko, alam din ng mga kasabay mo. Of course, no? Kapag nag-take kayo ng board exam, tapos yung mga tinuro ko lumabas, hindi pasado kayo, no? You are possible to top, even, no? Even topping the board exam, it's possible. Now, paano ba kapag hindi lumabas yung aking mga pinapadrill, no? Posible ba yan, sir? Of course, no? Hindi natin malaman kung ano yung mga tinatanong nila doon. So, obviously, hindi rin alam ng iba. Of course, no? Isipin mo na lang na yung mga nalaman nila, nalaman nyo rin, okay? Tapos yung hindi nila alam, hindi nyo rin alam, of course, dahil parehas lang kayo ng pinag-aralan. Lahat na kayo nga nasa Facebook, lahat na kayo may mga groups, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, parehas lang kayo ng pinag-aralan. So, ang edge dyan, yung mga mahihirap na tanong. Kapag may mahirap na tanong, that means, yun yung magpapatap sa'yo. Okay? So, now, I will repeat and repeat this phrase. Kapag may mahirap na tanong sa board examination, yun yung magpapatap sa'yo. It's not true na yun yung magpapabagsak sa'yo. No. Because if you did listen to our lectures very carefully, very attentively, no, hindi ka nagpapa-disturbo dyan sa mga katabi mo, there would be no reason not to pass the board examination. And I tell you, getting 90 in the general education and 90 in the prof ed is not impossible. Okay? Kayang-kaya yan. Napakarami na po na nation tayo ngayon. Alam niyo naman po na medyo mataas yung rating ko sa Gen Ed. So marami tayong kayang i-input sa inyo. So makinig na lang at sumabay sa ating gagawing lectures. Okay? So ayan, wala na po natin para makarami tayo. Na-upload ko po ito. And then you can review, view, and review. Watch, rewatch, and watch it again. And then yung mga previous videos natin, huwag mong kaligtaan, of course, para ma-drill ka pa, mahasa ka pa. Para po, yung 300 videos na yun, actually, kapag papanurin mo yun, bibigyan ka na ng 85 and up niyan. Okay? So, paano pa kaya kapag sumasali ka pa rin dito, tapos nireview mo lahat ng videos, no? Yung rating na magbibigay sa'yo ng perfect point sa ranking ay makukuha mo naman talaga. Okay, so it's not anymore the talk of 75, no? It's the talk of getting 87 para, ayan, perfect na po sa inyong ranking.